Welcome from, they're in Newport Beach at the moment, but day one at WonderCon. Great to see you all. This is still only 35 cents. Just an impromptu live stream to cover off today's adventures at WonderCon in Anaheim 2025. So welcome to the stream. Let's see who's in the chat. We already have a couple of comments. We've got Omnibo, let's go. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. I will put the link in the chat if anyone wants to join and talk WonderCon if you've got some time. I'm just going to add it in now for those of you at home. And there it is. Of course, Richard Westfall's here too. Good to see you. One of my favorite mods. One of my favorite mods. Have to be diplomatic and like everybody. All the mods are fantastic. But thank you for being here, Richard. Great to see you. So what happened today? Well, picked up passes this morning, and yeah, it was very usual quiet Friday at WonderCon. Very streamlined. Saw a decent amount of cosplay. Had some interesting experiences. Probably the most interesting experience was I was looking at these, trying to get some of these exclusives from Todd McFarlane. And literally got into the line, and the video will be coming out in the next few days with a show floor tour as well. But there was one piece that Todd McFarlane line was hilariously long, to the point where it was like, if you stood in that queue, you probably would have wasted 2 or 3 hours waiting to get in there to get either exclusives or your books signed by Todd. So I forgo that bit and didn't move on to doing that. Lots of pickups, lots of great books, lots of dealers there this time, which was good. Artists Alley, even though the guest list was quite limited, did have a decent representation as well. A few names that I didn't recognize that hadn't sort of been shouted out by WonderCon up into the lead up. So Ron Lim was there, Dan Slott was there. So a couple of sort of names that you'd recognize. So I didn't get a chance to get anything signed because I wasn't prepared. So unlike Heroes, which has a massive, long, extensive list, WonderCon's website, let's be frank, is probably one of the worst. No idea what time the doors were opening unless you actually did a proper Google search. So I think they've got a little bit of work to do in terms of the website and how they set that all up. But we had a good time. I caught up with John from Bronze and Modern Gods, so I'll have a cover off that. He gave me a handy tip off in terms of some of the books that I'm about to show, and I also caught up with Gary from Tales from My Spinner Rack as well. So we had, I think, the last hour of the con sort of around about 3:30 to 4:30, just hanging out, checking out that booth in particular and some of the pickups that you're going to see here. But all in all, a great day and a great, fantastic. I love being back, being able to shop for comics, and also seeing books that you would never see in Australia. So it's always fun to just be here, check out the dealers, see what they've got, and just have a lot of fun. So maybe with that, we will switch to, well, we don't need to switch to the camera now because we've got the books in front of me. We'll start with what Gary very kindly gave me when we caught up, and I really love this. So this is, he very kindly, given his background at Comic-Con, he very kindly gave me this 2017 souvenir book with a cover dedicated to Jack the King Kirby. Very pleased and happy to get that from Gary. So thank you very much. That is awesome. And again, if you haven't checked out Tales from My Spinner Rack already, if you love my content, if you love Bronze and Modern Gods, you'll love that content. So we had a great little catch up. It was great to see him. He's got a panel tomorrow. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'm going to do my best to try and attend that, where he's going to give a bit of a preview of his Fantastic Four episode that's coming out soon. So if you are at WonderCon and want to check that out, please make sure you pop along to Gary's session. I think as well he's going to have Mark Evanier presenting with him as well. So that'll be a really good panel. And again, I'm going to do my very best to get over there and see him and enjoy that. But fantastic to get this goes with my Comic Con program collection, which I'm slowly but surely picking up San Diego Comic Con programs. But this was fantastic to get that from Gary. Really appreciate that. Thank you, mate. And that cover is absolutely brilliant. You notice there you've got Mr. Miracle, Captain America, Thor. I think that's Commandy in the background, I think. Or maybe not. Yes, I think it is Commandy. So that fantastic. Look at that. Maybe the light. Let's try and get it better without the light. And obviously a great photo of Jack there. What else did we pick up? Let's just go back to the chat because we always should do that. We have John, loved your Heroes Con 2024 show floor tour. Please keep up the good work. There is a show floor tour coming for WonderCon 2. It was, quite frankly, massive. And a lot of pop culture, etc. But the dealers did show up this year, which is great. Cosplay, as I say, was out of this world. But I don't know if I'll be doing a full walk around the entire hall. What I'll probably do is like the best of the show floor tour for the next one. But that is planned. It is coming very, very soon. Thumbnails already done. Half the videos did today. We did a bit of a walk around and had a look. I spent most of my time actually today submitting all the books for CGC. So there'll be a video as well coming out with that. A lot of really interesting books gone in there, including a submission for my friend Simple Simon, a fellow Aussie, his first 5 books. So they were successfully submitted for him today, and we will see when they get back. In addition, we've got Vincent. Hey, mate, it's good to see you too. Sorry about the cameras. I've got my camera and my laptop sitting side by side. So sometimes I'll look down, look up to try and check the chat out. So apologies for that. Christina's here. Hello, Christina. Always a pleasure. As I say, you and Richard, super moderators supreme. So thank you both for joining. And who else do we have? Oh, of course, the man himself, the man of the hour, John from Bronze of Modern Gods. So yeah, we had a really good catch up. We had lunch today, talked some comic books, a lot of fun. And as I say, he led me down a slippery path, spent a lot of money on these, and we'll come to it in a minute. In fact, let's switch to it now, and I'll cover off the other purchases before then. So some of you may know I've been collecting some, let me just turn this off, collecting treasuries. Now, I was probably very, very close to completing the entire Marvel treasury selection. So it came to my attention through Gary and through John that there was a dealer who had looked like a sort of warehouse find or something. There was plethora of treasuries. There was the Superman Muhammad Ali's, probably about 15 of those in one place. The Spider-Man Superman crossover. Just literally half the stall was all treasuries at different varying grades. So I just went nuts and tried to finish off the collection, which is all thanks to Gary and John. So very happy with that. We'll go through these. Let's start with probably the least exciting for me, but it definitely was needed to finish the collection. This is the Treasury Edition number 23, featuring Conan the Barbarian, first time in color. So this cost $45, but again, in pretty good shape. All of these are in pretty good shape. Not very much, as you can probably see here. Not usually these are sort of damaged and bent, or you've got a crease. So really happy. The vast majority of them were in excellent condition. If you're looking for treasuries and you're at WonderCon, go to what booth? Let me just check. It was Champion Comics, Phil Schleifer's booth. So head over there. They also had a whole heap of Fooms as well, early Fooms. I've already got my Foom collection, so I didn't need to do any. But yeah, varying degrees of quality or grade. So I was picking up all of the treasuries where I could. So that's 23. But then I picked up this. Now I wondered, this was a very expensive pickup, and it's in immaculate shape. This was ticket price of $200. And I was asked John, I'm like, why is this so expensive compared to all the others? And it wasn't until he pointed this out that it all clicked for me. An all-new Hercules adventure. Now, for those of you who've been watching the channel for the last few weeks, you'll know that I have been talking about the first solo story for Wolverine, which is at the Sign of the Lion, where which was originally printed in Marvel Comic 335, Marvel UK book. This is the same story reprinted in a larger format in color. So the UK one is a black and white, was printed first. This is the second time that this story was reprinted, but the first time in the US. So that's why this book in particular has a little bit of a price premium, because it does feature that first solo story of Wolverine, and obviously they marketed it as with Hercules here. But great to sort of finish off the full set. So that's all of the Marvel treasuries intact now, and a high quality version of this. And I will be doing an interview with the artist that Ken Landgraf, who drew the At the Sign of the Lion story in the net for members very, very soon. So stay tuned to that. If you're not a member already, please consider it. But yes, this I'll be probably using this as the guide to show some of the artwork for that. This is another one I was missing, which is not in the continuity of the Treasury Edition. This was a special one-off, special collector's edition, Savage Fists of Kung Fu. So you got stories of Shang-Chi and Iron Fist in here as well. So let's just see if I can zoom in a little better on that for you, so you can get a sense of it. But again, look at these are beautifully presented. So very happy to pick that one up. That was cheapest of $60. I did get a bundle deal on these, so it wasn't, they're not all ticket price. So very happy to get away with that. What else? Has anyone else joined? Here we go. Hercules. Then I got Star Wars. So I've got the first two of these, but there was this one which features all the complete story together in one place. So brought this. There were two versions of it, and I can't remember for the life of me. John, if you're in the chat and you want to pop it in, what was the name of this other printing of this? I believe there's this one, and then there's another one which was what Whitman became, or the company that Whitman became. So it's a Whitman reprint of the same story, and I almost bought both of those because I've been collecting both the pence variants and the US cents variants of these treasuries where I can pick them up. But I just love these treasuries because they're so great, and seeing the art almost at the original size that they were created in is great. So this one collects all 6 of the first issues, whereas the other 2 in the treasury editions feature issue 1 to 3 and then 4 to 6. So this just collects the whole lot in one. So that finalizes the Star Wars piece. I am missing the Empire Strikes Back one, but might pick that up tomorrow if there's still some around. And then to close us off, the one I'm really, really super happy with, and all you Jack Kirby fans out there will appreciate this. It's Captain America's Bicentennial Battles, Jack Kirby, and written and illustrated throughout. I have been after this in high grade for the longest time. I managed, my other copy is a reader copy, but just grabbing this is great. So perfect to end the day and the treasuries on. And of course he's come through. It was the Parks run. So Parks run, what would happen in this instance is that there's a Parks logo here. instead of the 250, I think, or the little box here. So it's not number 3. It's actually just Parks, I think, is on there. And there's a number of Parks editions available in the treasuries as well. So if you're a completist like me, that's what you'll probably end up doing. So great to see. So what else did I get? Some of you will like this. So I picked up, there was a nice stand, and I picked up this hologram, which is not showing, sadly, a hologram of the entire piece. Again, this was thrown in with another set of books that I got, but I've been getting my X-Men hologram, so I thought this would finish the set off. So yeah, picked that up for you X-Men fans out there and Jim Lee. If I can tomorrow, I might see if I can get into the CGC Jim Lee signing. That would be a nice little collectible to get signed by him, I think. So I might give that an attempt tomorrow. So that'll be good. We also have Ronnie Hale. I like the cover with cap on the front and center, kicking ass. Yes, it's a great cover. And again, if you read through the book, which I've had the pleasure of doing, just that Jack Kirby art throughout is phenomenal. So yeah, seek that out if you can. And then the last 2 books for today, I'll do the obscure one first, and some of you will know. So I have been collecting The Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love for the longest time. I've got issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, and issue 5, where the title was changed. They were in super high grade, and I have not seen this book either in Australia or in US comic book fairs. But for some reason, 2 individual dealers had copies of this. One in particular had these immaculate copies. So I submitted 1, 2, 3, and 5 to CGC earlier this morning, and then stumbled across this. I wish I'd seen this earlier, and I would have submitted it alongside the others. So this will be getting submitted at Heroes when I head up there in June. But to finish the set 1 through 5, perfect. And yes, it was a little pricey, but this sort of grade, these books are super, super hard to find in high grade. They're not. Yeah, as I say, I just really love them. And yeah, great to pick that up. And then it wouldn't be a con without me picking up a little bit of Dave Stevens. Now, I have this already, but my copy is not as beautiful as this. This is, again, a beautiful Sheena Queen of the Jungle 3D with a beautiful Dave Stevens cover. And yes, it does have $200 on that, but if you're going to get a sort of 9698 candidate, you're probably going to have to pay that. I've checked this out. Looks every bit a 9.8. So again, this will be getting submitted and replacing my undercopy. But yeah, lovely to pick that up. And if you haven't checked out the Dave Stevens documentary, I'd urge you to do that, because you get lots of excellent work like this. So that's day 1 done. As I say, we've got show floor tour coming pretty soon after this. I'm going to be putting a couple of posts on Insta. If you haven't followed us on Instagram already, please try and do so. Just the usual tag at still only 35 cents. And yeah, great first day. We'll see if we do a video tomorrow evening live. But if not, what we'll do is we're doing our Sunday show, and we'll do a bit of a chat through in terms of the rest of the weekend at WonderCon before the normal long form video. But with that, I will probably draw the stream to a close. Very short and sweet. Very good to see you all. Can't wait to share the videos, the full videos with you over the next few days. And great to be back in the US. So with that, I will say goodbye to you all. Thank you all so much for coming on stream and enjoying the show. I will see you on Sunday, for those of us in the US currently. And if you see me at WonderCon, please make sure to grab me and say hi. And with that, Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.